Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is HDsignatures, guys. How you're doing? So on today's tutorial, guys, by the title and by the thumbnail, I'm sure you guys really love to see the tutorial. So I'm going to be doing a quarantine makeup look. As we all know that we all are doing our isolation, so I decided to bring out a tutorial for you guys while you are home, while we are observing this quarantine period. So guys, if this is something you want to see, and if by seeing the thumbnail, you know, just picture those lovely things, you are interested in the content of this video, so definitely keep on watching, guys, and please don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in my next one. Guys, I'm going to, like, my face is bare, I'm going to quickly go off camera and do my brows. Why I will do that off camera is because you guys already know, you've already seen how I do my brows, and recently I did a tutorial on how I normally do my brows to make it look as natural as possible. So if you are interested in that tutorial, please check here or check here. Either ways, you're going to see it. So I'll be right back. Bye guys. So to start with, I'm going to be using Benign Clown White, and I'm going to be using these three pigments. One is red, orange, and peach kind of. So I'm just going to be, I'm going to blend out the edges of the primer so we don't have any blotchy lines. Then I'm going to be going into the orange color, so it's going to be serving as a transition color for me. So guys, if you want to work with these pigments, you have to be careful because it gets blotchy if you apply it on, if you want to blend it and you apply it on like on a wet primer, it's going to be blotchy. But if you pat it on, it's going to come out pigmented. So you have to be careful on how you do it. Just go into it lightly and apply it to where you want it to be if you are going to be using it as a transition color. But if you want it to be like intense, you want it to be the main color, then you pat it on to where you want to apply it to. So I'm going to be using a more defined brush from Real Techniques. I'm going to be using that to apply the deep peach color into my crease area. So what I'm basically doing here is I'm applying this color where my eyeball sunk in. So if you want to actually know how to cut your crease, just use one of your fingers to feel where there's a dip in between your eyeball. Just press that part, that's where you apply those colors too. So you apply most of that color in that part a little bit upward, so in case you are cutting, because when you're going to be cutting your crease, you're going to be cutting where your eyeball sunk in. So if you do that, you still have those colors showing up. But if you apply the colors below where your eyeball sunk in, by the time you cut your crease, you're just going to clean off every color, so you won't really see any color showing up on your lid or above your, the colors that you wanted to show while you cut your crease. So you have to be careful with that. So now I'm going to be using a Real Techniques brush. Now guys, if you're working with pigment and you're blending colors together, I will not advise you to like drag, kind of like sweep those colors, in the sense that you're like taking your brush back and forth. My advice is for you to tap into those lines with a dense brush, a brush that's dense but at the same time fluffy. So you use that to pat in those colors where they meet. You pat them together like you're pushing those colors into each other. So by so doing, it's going to blend well rather than, you know, sweeping those colors. So now I'm going to be using an Echo toothbrush. I'm going to be using that to, what I did here was I ran this brush into my Benign Clown White primer, and I make sure I coat every part of the brush well with the primer. Then I use my hand to flatten it. You know, it's just like a quick arc for you to use, when it comes to cutting your crease. So I use my hand to like press it well, so it gave me that very sharp, nice brush to use and cut my crease. So what I'm doing basically here is just to cut the crease, guys. I'm making sure that I'm cutting my crease. Now if you're going to be cutting your crease, now you will cut your crease up to where your eyeball sunk in, guys. You know, initially I told you guys, when you're applying those transition colors and those deep colors, you apply it where your brow, sorry, how am I keep saying brow bone? I'm sorry guys. You apply it where your eyeball sunk in and upward, right guys? Apply where your eyeball sunk in and upward. But when you want to cut your crease, you cut your crease from your lid to where your eyeball sunk in. So by the time you do that, when you look up a couple of times, you'll notice that the primer is not mixing up with those colors, because we actually place those colors where our eyeball sunk in and above. So when you cut your crease where your eyeball sunk in, by the time you look up a couple of times, those primer will not mix up with those colors you apply on your lid, because they are above the crease line, which is where your eyeball sunk in naturally. So by the time you look up a couple of times, because I notice some people make mistake with this, when they look up, they notice that the primer on their lid mixed up with the eyeshadow in their crease area. The reason being that you didn't cut your crease exactly where your eyeball sunk in. So guys, I hope you understand that part. So basically what I'm just doing is the three colors I use above my crease, which is the orange, the red, and the peach color. I'm going to be mixing those colors on my lid. So first of all, I use the peach with Real Techniques brush. I use that to like pat onto it. I didn't really pack so much of that. Then I went ahead to use the orange close to where my crease is, and I use the red at the outer part of my eyes. Then for my inner corner, I used benign. That is actually a shimmer, sort of, not really an eyeshadow, guys. It's a shimmer, and it's a lumiere ultra bright. So it's more like a bronzer kind of. So I use that in the inner corner. So what I'm doing here, guys, is, because looking at those colors, you cannot really tell the difference, so I had to go back into my eyeshadow palette. I used Morphe eyeshadow palette 35B. I picked up a white eyeshadow, placed that in that part, then I went ahead to use that orange pigment, just so I can, like, you know, separate those colors from each other. So now you can actually see that this particular color is looking brighter than others. So that's the orange. So that's another tip for you guys. If you want like a particular color to come out bright, any colors at all, just make sure you place white down first, then place the color on it. So it's just going to give you a lighter version of that color. So I went ahead to use my Marbrook liquid eyeliner. That eyeliner for me is one of the best. I used that. Then I went ahead to use Demi Dazzling mascara. That mascara is volumizing, it's the best, guys. So after using that, I went ahead to fix my lashes. The lashes is unbranded, and I'm just going to quickly go through doing my skin work and all that. So I don't really want to bore you guys out with this part, because already you guys have seen how I have so many detailed application of foundation, you know, highlighting and contouring on my channel. So I don't really want to like go into details with this. That's why I had to like fast forward it, so it will make this tutorial unnecessarily long. But if you guys are interested in how I do my base, foundation, highlighting and contouring, I have like a very detailed tutorial. I'm going to be leaving the links to that in my description box, and also for my brows tutorial that I talked earlier in this video, I'm going to be listing that as well. So I'm also going ahead to use Demi Dazzling mascara in my lower lash line, guys. So what I did in my waterline, I'm sorry guys, while I was doing this, I didn't press record button on my phone, so I was just doing what I was doing. So by the time I looked at my phone, I noticed I didn't even press record. So what I did in my waterline was I used that orange color that I used in my crease area. I used that with the benign clown white. First of all, I placed the benign clown white in my waterline. Then I used like a very detailed small brush to apply the orange on top of it in my waterline. You have to be careful with that. Then my lower lash line, I just use like a deep red purple kind of. I use that in my lower lash line and blend it out. So what I did in my inner corner, my tear dot and the outer part, was I used like a yellow eyeshadow with my pigment and I applied that. So guys, that's basically what I did in this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned one or two things from this. Please don't forget to leave me a comment down below. You guys should remember that I love you so much, and without you guys, I mean, why would I be putting out the content in the first place apart from my passion? One thing is to have passion, and that thing is for people to appreciate it. Thank you so much guys, because I really appreciate you all. Please let me know what you guys think, and let me know what else you would like me to film down below. God bless you guys, and please be safe.